Welcome back to Theresa's Dad. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. I have an awful garbage filthy mouth, so viewer discretion is advised, but if you're not into that or weird shit in general, this is definitely not the place for you. Feel free to X out the video here. No harm, no foul, but I'll remember our time fondly. Y'all, I am really excited, but also terrified. Well, this is the completed look, so I'm really terrified. Because I decided to purchase something from Rude Cosmetics and I've not heard the best things. So I'm treading lightly into this one because the reason why I picked it up is because I love these lollipops so much. And when I saw that this brand was doing a collaboration with Chupa Chups, I lost it. I completely lost it and I was only gonna get the makeup bag. But something told me, you know what? You heard a lot of stuff about Rude Cosmetics. You might as well try them and really see if they are worth you checking out, or you should run. So that's what today's video is all about, everybody. Should you buy it? Should you not buy it? I wasted my money so you didn't have to. I don't think anybody asked me to do this. I did this for myself because I love Chupa Chup lollipops and I love this makeup bag so much. But let me tell you a little bit about each product before I show you how I did this, and then we go into my final thoughts. Now, this collection came out with a lot of different items, from an eyeshadow palettes to lashes to makeup bag to blushes, you name it, they have it. But what I decided to pick up were the following. The Chupa Chups Fruit Basket 12 color palette, retailing for $22. The Chupa Chups Candy Combo Face Duo. The Chupa Chups Long Lasting Hydro Tint, retailing for $9. The Chupa Chups Splash Lolly Liner, retailing for $7.25. And the Chupa Chups Popcorn Party Ombre Blush, retailing for $9.50. So in today's video, I pretty much used a good chunk of these products. There is like one product that I didn't use only because I favored one over the other. Actually, one blush. I did not get to use one blush, but anyway, let me show you how this came to be, and then we gotta talk about it. Why, hello, my little Chupa Chups. I have so much new makeup to play with, and you know what? I was gonna do bronzer and highlighter, all that bullshit first, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Instead, I think we're gonna start with an eye look today. And the reason for that is because I am the least excited. I'm the least excited about it. The palette, it's kind of basic. Let me show you. This is what the palette looks like. Packaging, 10 out of 10. Shade selection, sorry, I woke up, okay? I love basic ass shit too. I mean, hell, my middle name is Anne, but this is just, it looks so much better online than it does in my hand. In fact, it looks like a lot of the shit is kind of the same color. And one of these motherfuckers is upside down. Come on. What the fuck? All right, anyway. I'm obviously doing my try-on portion first, and then I'm gonna film my intro and outro. I'm gonna wager a guess. I think that this is gonna be the most disappointing thing. And I think I'm gonna love the other stuff. So let's just rip this fucking Band-Aid off and let's go for it. So, oh God. Even if I did do two different eye looks, it would probably look the fucking same because there is not much range in this boy. There is not much range, so. Oh God, okay. Whatever, we're gonna throw caution to the wind and we're going to do this eye first and then I'm gonna do this one off camera because I'm not gonna sit here and bore the shit out of you with doing another eye look. I'm just not. So I'm gonna go into the shade, I don't even know. Lychee? Raspberry? Let's go with raspberry. Even though it's very pink. Not quite really raspberry, but I've heard not great things about this brand when it comes to eyeshadows. Usually they're pigmented upon initial application and then they start to kind of fade immediately. Right now, it's looking good. I'm not holding my breath though, but it's looking good so far. Now, the reason why I picked up this collection is because my grandparents had a candy store. Are we surprised? No. Obviously, my origin story would come from a candy store, like, obviously. And I got fat the good old-fashioned way. From candy, obviously. Anyway, childhoods. My favorite thing, though, that my grandparents sold, besides Sixlets and Swedish Fish individually, not the ones that are in those weird pouches, the ones that you could get for 5 cents, as well as the blue Sour Powers, was Chupa Chups. Now, I used to call them Chupa Chomps because I was an adorable child and I just failed to read stuff, but I love them because they basically were just fake ice cream lollipops. And these bitches were so good. So good. My favorite was like the choco vanilla. And then there was like a strawberry and cream kind of a doohickey. But every time I go to an airport, I feel like, and I look at the duty-free shop, and it's always the duty-free shop, never anywhere else, I usually see you can buy a bucket of these. And I get mad because I'm not traveling internationally, so I can't buy it. So I have to look at it longingly as I pass the duty-free shop. And I know I could probably just Google it. I could. And I should actually, because I love these little lollipops. They're so good. But I'm also afraid that if I have them now, they're going to be very, very different. And I don't want to tarnish the memory that I had as a child. We had some good times together, and I want to remember that. So this got weird. Anyway, so far so good. Strawberries laying down really, really nicely, and maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh on this. Sometimes you just gotta put products in their place, right? So we're gonna go into the shade Dough, which is kind of like a vanilla-ish off-white shade, and I'm going to put that right on the outer edges just to make the blend a little bit softer. Anyway, so when I saw this collection, I was like, you know what? This is everything that I want it to be and more, and they nailed it with the packaging. Everything that I got, including the makeup bag, is cute as fuck. And I thought, oh man, it would be a real fucking shame if this is not good. But you know what though? I bark a lot. I do. This looks pretty nice on the eye. This looks really, really nice. You know, maybe I was wrong this whole time about Rude Cosmetics. You know, I've heard a lot of like not great things about quality, and so far it's exceeding my expectation. Granted, the palette I thought could be a little bit better, but the other stuff I feel like makes up for it. But then again, there's really no excuse for why something is printed upside down, just saying. I think the next thing I want to go into is the shade Fig, which is a little bit darker than the raspberry shade. And we're going to put that in the crease and a little bit underneath the crease. Basically what I want to do is just give a little bit more dimension, which I don't think the shade's really picking up all that great. I'm not really seeing a huge difference between this and raspberry, ironically enough. Well, that kind of sucks. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of looks exactly the same, right? That blows. All right, so, I'm going to go into the shade Blackberry because it's like a cooler tone brown. I want it to be a little bit cooler tone today. We're going to put that in the outer corner. You know, it's funny. I feel like the shade that was pigmented the most was the raspberry shade because this is kind of, I mean, I'm not mad at it, but it feels light, and I'm coating. Okay, now I think it's starting to, all right. I just have to like constantly just keep coating the brush. All right, so there's a little bit of fallout with that shade. So I'm just gonna flick it, try to flick it away. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, it's all right. What I do wanna do though is put this shimmer though, kind of on top of it. Let's see. Ooh, it's kind of like a weird duochrome shade. I think I might go in with the shade Dragon Fruit, which is like this peach shade. I feel like that's gonna blend better. So we're gonna put that all over. Ooh, you know what? Kind of gonna go in with a little bit with the purple though. Shit, what the fuck do I do? I don't know. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a little bit of NYX glitter glue because I have no faith. Just trying to be honest here, okay? I have no faith, so we're just going to some NYX glitter glue down. I'm gonna go into the shade Dragon Fruit. Okay. She's cute. You know, I talk a lot of shit, but I actually really like this though. I kind of have to layer it a little bit just to get it a little bit more metallic because it's a little bit of a softer shimmer. But I think with the addition of the glitter glue though, it ain't that bad. So I'm just gonna go in with a small detailed brush just to get in that kind of inner corner a little bit better right there. Looking pretty good. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that Blackberry shade, gently press it in the outer corner just to give me a little bit of dimension. Those look pretty adorable. Before I go into the lower lash line, this brand also released some cake liners. So of course we have green apple as well as blueberry. So I think it's kind of a neutral look. I think I'm gonna go in with the blueberry one only because it makes the most sense. I'm not the biggest fan of water activated liners only because I have very, very watery eyes, but this is what she looks like. Looks like a standard liner shade. So I'm just going to take a little bit of water, put it in my cap. I'm gonna go in with a very, very thin brush and take a little bit of water. I'm just gonna kind of swirl it around the darkest shade. And that's a little swatch right there. Looks pretty nice. It doesn't look so bad at all, actually. It's pretty nice. I don't got any complaints about it. Just trying to get a little bit of a deeper blue. I'm just gonna go over it one more time. I have super sensitive eyes and I can tell immediately if I'm gonna have some sort of reaction. Usually it burns the shit out of them. This one's fine. Obviously the true test is to see if this lasts. So far so good. That looks really, really nice. I'm gonna use this in another video because I was gonna say, like, if I add some yellow, it's just gonna make the look, it's gonna make the look fucking green. I'll feature that in another video, that one. But I'm gonna go in with the lighter side, just that little sky blue. Oh, I like that. I actually really like the combination of the two. Basically what I'm trying to do is I wanna see how well this layers, but so far, pretty nice. Okay, so basically what I did was like a little bit of like a two-tone moment. Close to my inner corner, I did a little bit more of a light blue. And I know it's gonna look a little bit weird only because I had that dark blue all over that area. So it's just lightening up just a little bit, but it looks really cute though, I like it. Definitely exceeded my expectations for sure. The only thing I will say about the shimmers is that I feel like it looked a little bit more substantial. And now the more I look at it, it's starting to kind of lighten up a little bit. So maybe that's what people are saying, that the quality starts to kind of soften over time, which is a little bit wild because it really hasn't been that long, maybe like 10 minutes, maybe. That's kind of weird, but I like it. Overall, I like it. I think it's really cute. So let's do the other eye and let's move on to the rest of the products. I feel like I look really ghastly. All right, let's put some bronzer on the skin. Try to warm me up instead of looking so dead. Basically, Root Cosmetics came out with these little face duos. So it's a highlighter and blush. Oh, a highlighter. Oh, one is a highlighter and blush. One's a highlighter and bronzer. And then I also got ombre blushes. So we're going to try the ombre blushes for the blush, but I am going to use the one duo that has a bronzer. I don't want to destroy the packaging because it's so cute. Look how cute this is. I gotta say, A+. A++ for the packaging. So, oh my God. Okay. Breaks my heart that I have to rip it open like that. Oh my God, you're so cute. Okay, so this is what she looks like. This bronzer is gonna be hella dark for me. This highlighter is also gonna be hella dark for, actually, maybe not. Where did it go? Oh no. Ew, it's one of those highlighters that just sparkle. And as soon as you start to buff it away, it just like disappears. I love that. All right, so let's start with the bronzer. I have no expectations. By the way, that is in the shade Choco Vanilla, my favorite little lollipop. All right, that's not terrible. It's definitely like a warmish brown color. I feel like I look bruised, right? Like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Let's move on to the ombre blushes. So I have it in 2 shades. Actually, I don't even think these have a fucking name. They're called Popcorn Party. Okay, there's no names for these. Not that I could think of anyway. I got the pink purple one because y'all know how much I love a purple blush. And she is not disappointing. Oh, it looks so pretty. This looks really, really cute. I don't know if it's, you know what? We're gonna try that one today. Only because it kind of has a little bit of that blue in my eye look and I feel like that could pair well. But then this is the other one, which is very, very pretty. Oh, they do have shade names. So this one is Champagne Grape and this one's Peach Pie. On the packaging, it doesn't have the fucking names. The inside packaging does. That's super pretty. I love the pan embossing. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Okay, so let's try, you know what, fuck it. On this side, we're gonna do this blush. The other side, we're gonna do the other blush because I need to know. We need to know. And yeah, I have Zoom meetings today. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. All right, so let's try this one. I'm trying to get like a nice healthy coat. Okay, I don't know if you're gonna see this, but I ain't mad at it though. But I feel like that bronzer maybe is a little bit too dark for this. Oh, it makes me look dead. Dead, but not in like a good way. So let's see, let me try to see if I can kind of blend it a little bit. Yeah, I think it's just too purple. I fucked that one up. Let me see if I can try to add some of that pink really on top. It's cute. It's cute. I just don't think the bronzer is really helping it. I feel like it just looks really, really, you know what? No, I take that back. No, I stand corrected. This is a to be continued, that one, because I want to try it again, just not with this makeup, because I feel like it could work. But right now it kind of just looks like a muddy kind of a bruise, which not ideal. So we're gonna move on to the Peach Pie. We're gonna hope for better results. Fingers crossed, kids, fingers crossed. All right, this one feels, yeah, this one feels more satisfying. And I think this one was a better call. I know I look like a little bit of a possessed doll, but I was afraid that there was gonna be no pigment. but we're gonna buff this and make this not look like that. Hold on. I'm giving you very 80s vibe, but I ain't mad at it though. Take a little bit of my setting powder, soften that up a little bit more. This side looks a lot better. Okay. I mean, listen, I'm committing. Okay, I'm committing to this, so it's already been done, bitch, okay? So the next thing I wanna use is a highlighter. So I'm going to open the Strawberry Yogurt Face Duo, and we're gonna try one highlighter on one side, we're trying the other highlighter on the other side, and hope for the best here. So this one, oh, okay, so this one's definitely peachier. So I'm gonna try this one. It's gonna clash so fucking badly. Whatever, we're committing. I'm gonna try this one on this side, and then we're gonna try the one that came in the Choco Pack, which is kind of a gold highlighter. It's not gonna go. We're gonna put that on this side. Okay, so here's my issue. I just put a little bit on the brush, and I just wanna get rid of that excess, and then by tapping it off, feels like it pretty much disappears, but it's coming. It's coming to life. Hold on. You know, I mean, it's getting sluttier for sure, which is nice, but I do see sparkles and shit, which is not my favorite, but we're gonna make it work. So I'm just gonna take that blush. I think with this kind of a highlighter, it's a little bit more chalky, so I feel like if you don't buff it into the skin, it's just gonna kind of like sit on top. So, I mean, it looks a lot better, but I could still see kind of some areas where it's just sparkly. It's a little bit bigger than micro glitter, so not bad, not the worst, but not amazing. All right, so let's try the other side. I'm just gonna wipe my brush off. This one should be interesting because yeah, the gold's definitely not gonna go. Fuck me. The highlighter is not terrible though. We've definitely had worse highlighters for sure. So I'm just gonna take kind of that pinky purple blush. Just put on, you know what? I'm giving a lot of shit to the highlighter, but it really isn't that bad. I'm lukewarm on this. So the last thing I have is a lip product. This is a Hydro Tint. This is in the shade, why tell me a shade? It's probably in the packaging. Hold on. This is totally not gonna go. I don't know, dude. It just says lip tint. Okay. It just says lip tint. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh girl, why did you pick this? I don't remember picking this color. I don't remember picking this color. Oh God. Oh fuck. Okay. You know what it looks like? It looks like ketchup. It looks like fucked up ketchup. Oh, come on. I can't even be mad at this because I did this to myself. You know what I mean? This is a weird formula. It's like, I don't know if I don't know about this one. That's weird. I don't hate it. It's, you know what? Hold on. You know what? The color is not terrible. I'm not mad at the color. A little bit maybe, but it's just so splotchy, and I don't know, it's like, what am I not doing? Trying to like, maybe it's a me issue. I put a little bit too much on, but then it looks kind of it looks fucked up, right? It looks weird. Let's talk about this. So here's the completed look. I don't know about you. It was weird. This was weird. But let's break it down by product featuring my most favorite thing, the makeup bag. The makeup bag's awesome. This is really good. It's huge. This is going to probably be either my skincare or toiletries bag because of just how fucking big it is. Like, this is amazing. 10 out of 10. The quality feels nice, and also I can appreciate that it looks like it will be very easy to clean, except for potentially the bottom of it because it's a fabric material. That's a little annoying. So the bottom is going to be probably fucked up for life. But on the sides though, because it's plastic, it's definitely easy to clean. But this is cute. 10 out of 10. Totally would recommend. And this was the only thing that I was going to really pick up from the collection, and then I decided, fuck it, why not try a little bit of everything? So let's talk about the eyeshadow palette first. This wasn't terrible. This is the Fruit Basket palette. Now, I don't know what really makes it a fruit basket. It's pretty much beige on top of beige on top of beige on top of beige. But the shades that I did use in this palette, they are pretty nice. But I will say that the shimmer shade, Dragon Fruit, it definitely doesn't look as punchy as it did when I first applied it. And I applied it with some NYX glitter glue, and I went over it a few times times just to kind of make it a little bit more metallic. But I can see where people are saying that Rude Cosmetics, their eyeshadows start to fade. I'm not seeing my lid underneath, so it's not like balding entirely, but it doesn't look as opulent or as shiny as it once did when I first applied it. So that's kind of annoying, but I'm not mad at the mattes. I think the mattes are really, really lovely to work with. They were pigmented with the exception of the shade Fig. That I feel like looks too close to Raspberry, so I couldn't really tell the difference on my eye. But Blackberry was fine. I just kind of had to build it up. I think that's the whole moral of the theme with this palette. You have to build it up to try to get at least 75% opacity, you know? But I definitely like the mattes more than I do the shimmers. I still want to keep playing with it because I want to try them all. I was actually kind of surprised with Pinch of Salt. I put that in the inner corner and it feels more sparkly than Dragon Fruit. So I don't know, this wasn't bad. I expected a whole lot worse. So I feel like I'm kind of breaking even with this one. So that's not terrible. Moving on to the cake liners. I only tried one because my eye look is just kind of pink. I don't want to get too wild out here. So in a future video, I'm going to use the green and yellow one. But for today, we just used the blueberry. And this wasn't bad. This was fine. I don't have any irritation. It doesn't feel heavy on the lid. It applied very, very evenly, very nicely. I did have to go over it with 2 coats though, but my big complaint, and I feel like this could be a me problem, not necessarily a product problem, I applied the darker shade first and then I went over with the lighter blue shade on top of it. And for that, it definitely meshed the colors in, but I feel like it made it a little bit more muted. So I wanted to try this one again, but I want to do it separately because I feel like when I first was applying that light blue, it looked very, very pretty. It was very bright, but over time, kind of like the shimmer shadow, it's starting to like dull out. Doesn't look as bright as it initially did. So I don't know if that's a me problem or it's just this formula. So I want to keep playing with this. And of course, I really want to try the green and yellow one as well because I want to see if that one fades, doesn't fade, whatever. But again, I don't see it cracking or anything like that, which is really, really nice. I'm not a huge fan of cake liners only because my eyes are super sensitive and they water a lot, but so far so good. Like I mentioned, it feels weightless, very easy to apply. I don't have a lot of complaints other than it looks a little bit more muted than it should be. I feel like that's a me issue, not necessarily their issue. So this is like a to be continued. Now moving on to the bronzer. I did not like this. So in this collection, there are face duos as well as ombre blushes, so I got a little bit of both. And the face duo, the bronzer one, it has this almost kind of, and I'm gonna insert an up close shot here. It has like this really weird kind of a texture. It's like almost waxy. It was weird because I felt like when I was applying it with a brush, there was like some areas of my face where it just felt really, really super like saturated, like the product was concentrated. And then as I was trying to blend it out, it didn't really feel like it was blending out. So I was kind of having difficulty doing that. I switched some brushes around from synthetic to natural hair, and I still just, I don't know, like I wasn't loving it. But even putting the formula aside, the color was just okay. It's definitely like a standard brown reddish bronzer that just, I don't know, looks a little bit kind of too dirty for me, a little bit too muddy for me. So I don't know, I'm not like a huge fan of it. I think I ultimately made it work, but that was with a lot of setting powder and kind of going back and forth and really like jerking the products off to make it feel a little bit more seamless on the skin. I'm not a huge fan, and it's just weird, this kind of waxy formula. I don't know, like it's weird. I'm not a fan of it. Moving on to the highlighters though, from the face duos, I was pleasantly surprised. I know I was kind of giving it a little bit of shit when I was first applying it because it felt like it was just like all sparkle, and then when you kind of start to buff it away, it would just like disappear. That's what it felt like when I was doing the hand swatch. But when I do it on the skin, like it is very clearly defined that this is a highlighter. There is a little bit of like rogue bukkake of glitter here and there, but for the most part, it's definitely giving me the meat sweats. I kind of almost wish that these were released as separate items because I think I would be interested in picking one up in the future, but I wouldn't want to pay full price for it. I would want to buy it when it's on sale, if you know what I mean. But it's not bad. It definitely exceeded my expectations. It was a little bit of back and forth, but ultimately I'm happy with the results. So like that. I don't want to say love that because I just like that. Moving on to the ombre blushes. I like them. So the peach pie one I thought looked really, really beautiful. It was it was a totally me issue because I was like really going into pan just to make sure that I'm going to get some sort of pigmentation, and I did, and I looked like a possessed doll and I loved it. But as you can see, like buffing it out with some powder definitely softened things up, and I love that. I need to try this one again. So this is the champagne grape one. I feel like with this and the combination of the bronzer, I'm not a huge fan of it. Right here, it just looks like I got into a fucking gnarly accident, and I don't like that. I am a fan of like pinky purple blushes, and this is literally giving me life. I just don't think the combination of stuff that I had underneath really set it apart. Instead, it just kind of turned into like a muddy, bruised mess. So this is like a to be continued. I want to play with this, but not with this type of warm bronzer. I kind of almost don't want to apply any bronzer, or maybe just do like a cream bronzer and then put powder over it. So there's like a little bit of something, but not enough to like totally fuck this up. I'm going to continue to play with that. But overall though, I love the pan design. I thought the formula was really, really nice. It definitely blends out and buffs out, which is really, really great. So it doesn't feel like it's stuck on my skin. I kind of wish the bronzer formula was similar to this one. This one feels very, very soft. I don't kind of get that waxy feel that I do from the bronzer, which is great. So huge fan of that. I did not try the blush in this duo, but it kind of feels a little waxy. So I'm very, very happy that I actually got 2 different blush products, because this one feels like powder. This one is kind of, it is powder, but like, I don't know if I'm explaining this properly, but it kind of feels like there is some sort of like sheen on top of it that just makes it really hard to get pigmentation, and it starts to like, it feels like rubber almost, but it's not a cream product. It's weird. It's like a very weird feeling that I'm getting with this. It's like waxy. Not a fan of it. I could see the pigmentation on my finger, but then when I start to like buff it out on my hand, it's like nothing's coming out. I don't know. Not a fan of that formula, but I still want to try it though, because I want to see if it's similar to the bronzer, and I kind of feel like it's gonna be. So this collection was kind of weird, but ultimately nostalgia won because I picked it up. Do I regret picking this up? Yes and no. You know, I kind of wish I got this at a cheaper price point. I bought things when they launched. So I think had things been on sale, I would feel a little bit differently, but not the worst makeup I've ever tried, but it's definitely going to be forgettable for sure. If you were interested in wanting to pick up anything from this collection, if the makeup bag is still available, I would highly recommend checking out the makeup bag. And I would highly recommend checking out the ombre blushes and the cake liners. You know, the cake liners weren't bad. I would say those were probably the products that are like, all right, I'm okay with this. Oh, I forgot to talk about the lip product. I knew I was forgetting one thing. So this is the Long Lasting Hydro Tint. This is weird. I don't mind the color. I think the color is pretty cool, but over time it started to look like old ketchup, which wasn't fun. But what I don't like about this formula, and it's kind of a shame because it feels really, really comfortable in the mouth right now. It feels really nice. Not making my lips feel tight whatsoever and looking really, really hydrated and beautiful. But the thing that I don't like about it is that it feels very splotchy. So even though I'm applying it with the doe foot and I'm just trying to like even it out, I still feel like I need to go in with my fingers and kind of just like press some of the excess product off, because it kind of just pools in certain areas and just makes it look really blotchy. Not a fan of that. So it's kind of a shame because formula wise, it feels great. I have no issues. It's just the application part that's kind of finicky and a little bit of a pain in the ass. I'm still going to continue to use this because I don't think this goes together at all, clearly. But I'm willing to give it another chance just to see if my thoughts are going to change, because, you know, this is like pretty much just the first impressions. But yeah. Just, yeah, this, I got nothing else. This is, yeah. Now I want to hear from y'all. Let me know down below if you picked up anything from this collection, or if you did pick up anything from Rude Cosmetics. And if you had a great experience, please let me know those products, because I would love to try them. And with that said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Instagram. And to my beautiful, wonderful YouTube members and patrons, thank you so much for keeping this delicious, disgusting, filthy, trashy, really filthy, really gross, really nasty garbage butter float. Couldn't do without you. I love your adorable little delicious faces, and I just want to gobble you all up so you can live inside my belly and we can be one. If you want to know what is currently on my face besides all these products, everything you need to know will be listed in the description box down below. And I'll see you little cupcakes later. Bye.